Hi, hello, and welcome to Module 3 of IELTS Reading Summary Completion. In summary completion, we will be given a summary of information from the text, and there will be some gaps in that summary. So we have to either fill in that, like we have to find the answer from the text by skimming and scanning, and then we have to write it in our answer sheet, or else sometimes the options will be given, like if there is 10 blank spaces in the summary and around 10 to 12 words will be given as the option, and we have to write the choice number as the answer. So the type of answering should be noted from the question itself. Just like in all IELTS reading, our main skills tested are skimming and scanning. What is skimming? Skimming is a strategy in which we would read the text really quickly and understand the meaning. And understanding the meaning quickly is the main motive behind skimming. And by skimming the passage, we understood that this part contains the information about this question, and then our next step is that we would scan for our information. And if you don't know how to skim and scan, don't worry about that. It's a skill which we can develop. And our next main thing, the ability to identify synonyms and paraphrases. So, as we told in short answer questions and multiple choice questions, only most probably the synonyms of the keywords will be given, and so we should identify the synonyms. Skimming, scanning, and identifying the synonyms, all these skills are the ones which we can develop by our own. So, without worrying about all these, we just need to focus on our abilities to increase. Next one is understanding the general meaning of the summary. Okay, by reading the summary itself, we should get the overall meaning of the summary or what that summary is talking to us. Then it helps us, or it will help us to find that passage or the paragraph which the summary is mentioning. Now let's see the common problems which students face trying to fully understand every part of the text. As I told you before, there will be many words or phrases which we can't understand or which we can't identify or recognize the meaning. So, we should try to live them, and even if we don't understand those words, we can understand the overall meaning of that paragraph. So, we can avoid these words and utilize our time wisely. Next one is not being aware of synonyms and paraphrasing. And it's a problem with every type of question. So, we should increase the habit of reading and try to study more synonyms and how to paraphrase a word or how to paraphrase a sentence. Next is ignoring correct use of grammar. Grammar is really very important in this section, like there will be changes in the tense or singular or plural forms, so we should understand first. So for instance, whether we should use the future tense or past tense, or if it is present, or like whether it's a singular or plural form, so we should understand that first and write the answer. Copying words from the text instead of using synonyms or paraphrase. The solution to all these problems is read the passage or read the question very carefully. And by doing so, we would get an idea about the passage. And if we are searching to fill the first blank and found the answer from the text, then we should read the question again. So we want to check whether this word itself fits in that, or we have to change the form, or we have to use the synonyms. Advice for summary completion. Try to predict the answers before you look at the option or the text. This will help you to spot the correct answer. Okay, what's our first step? Our first step is that we would read the passage or we would read the question very carefully, and we should try to get the overall meaning of the summary. Then our second step is read the question again. Like if we are going to fill the first blank, then read that portion and try to get whether we should fill in with a verb, noun, adverb also. Believe me, it's really helpful because in that big passage, and if we are struggling to get the answer, and if we know whether it's a verb or noun, we can search only for that verb. Also, if we are confused with two words and you already know it's a verb to be filled in, so if the other word is a noun, we can definitely cut that word and we can write the verb. Then our next area is grammar. For example, my question is he dashed well. And the word I took is he danced well. Then I have to check whether that word fits in that sentence. I'm reading, oh, he danced well. No, it's grammatically incorrect. He is singular, so I have to use the he dances well. And it's the form you have to fit in. Likewise, we should search for the grammar mistakes. Look for synonyms and paraphrases in the text rather than words that match directly. Next is an advice regarding the better use of our time. There will be some fill up areas in which we can't find the answer. So keep in mind that all the questions carry 1 mark. So don't just focus on one question, but there will be answers in which we can find those very easily. So just go and find those easy answers and then come back after you finish finding all the answers. And our last one is regarding a particular question type, like in summary completion, if options are given. We can think about the ones that can't be the answer because it's not appropriate based on meaning or grammar. And likewise, we can eliminate many options. So let's practice to increase or develop these skills. Strategy for summary completion. First and the most important one is read the question carefully. Note how many words you can write and if you should get the words from the reading text or a list. We have heard students saying like, oh, whether the question was like this. I don't notice the word limit. So, at first we should read the question even in the most tensed situation. Also, we should try to get whether we should collect the answer from the text or there is a list of words in which I have to pick the answer from. Second one is skim the summary and try to understand the overall meaning. By skim reading, we would get the overall meaning or the overall idea of that summary and we can search for that content in the passage. So then we can scan for the specific information from that area. Next is try to predict the answers before you look at the reading text. Also think about the word type that should be included. We should be thinking about whether it's a noun, verb, adjective, plural, singular, everything should be in our mind. For this, if you have a list of words, try to guess which 2 or 3 the answer might be. Pay attention to the words that collocate well with the words in the sentence. Next is identify which part of the reading text the summary relates to. Scanning for synonyms from the summary will help you to do this. First, we would skim read the summary and we will get the overall meaning of that summary. The summary will be based on a particular paragraph or particular area in the text. So, we should try to get that part by skim reading the text. The synonyms of words from the summary and the paraphrased sentences will help you to do this. Look at that part of the section more carefully and choose the correct answer. Remember to be careful with synonyms. Now we find the part which is talking about the summary and by carefully reading that part we will get the answer for sure. And the 7th one is check to see if your word makes the sentence grammatically correct.